In 2 hours, Governor Snyder will take to the podium for his second State of the State address. The speech is expected to focus on jobs and our state's dropping unemployment. This, as we learned late this afternoon, that our unemployment rate has dropped again.
Yeah, we got some good news today. Take a look at this. It is now sitting at 9.3%. That is down 0.5 percentage points from November, and it's the lowest level in more than 3 years. So how does all of this play into the speech tonight? How will West Michigan be impacted? Let's go live to Lansing and Rick Albin, who joins us now with some new information on what the governor will be talking about tonight. Rick?
Over the next 6 hours, we are going to take you places that nobody else can, talk to people that nobody else will. Let's get right to one of the principals. The Lieutenant Governor of the state of Michigan is Brian Calley. He's joining us here right between the Senate Majority Leader's office and the Senate Minority Leader's office. There's a lot of activity taking place here tonight, but let's start with what we were just talking about on the air. New unemployment numbers tonight show that Michigan is doing better than we have since 2008. That will play a part in this speech tonight, I assume.
Really, it'll play an important part of the way that we move forward together as a state, understanding that 2011 was a tough year, hard reforms that were passed, but it's really starting to pay off now. So we have unemployment below 10%, in fact, approaching the national average now for the first time in so long. And beyond that, the most exciting part of it is that Michigan has added 80,000 private sector jobs in 1 year. This is a new day. It's like morning in Michigan.
I know you've already read this speech, and unless I miss my guess, you helped write a good portion of this speech. Tomorrow morning, what is my headline going to be when I turn on Daybreak and see what we're talking about? What's the big takeaway?
I think that the governor will lay out a very strong case that the foundation has been laid for the reinvention of Michigan, this new era of innovation which takes our government from yesterday all the way through to tomorrow and all that it could be, and then empowering citizens and people, creating that environment for success that has been eluding us for so long. Ultimately, it is the people of the state of Michigan who will get us out of the recession, and as we move forward now, we're seeing every indication that that's exactly what they're doing.
It can't be lost on you or the governor that this is an election year. You, having served in the House of Representatives, knowing that Democrats will try valiantly to wrest control of that House away from Republicans in this election year. Does any of this speech take into account not just policy but politics?
I think it's important that we tell the story of how the tough policy changes impact real people's lives. And with that comes a story of success where Michigan's economy now is the second fastest growing economy in the nation, where our bond rating outlook went from chronic downgrades to now a positive outlook. We've reduced our debt. We've got a structurally balanced budget, went from deficit to surplus, and on top of all that, employment numbers improving so quickly. That's a really important story, and it's the type of shot in the arm that Michigan needs right now.
Mr. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for your time as always. We'll be listening as you're sitting up there listening tonight too.
Great to be with you, Rick.
Well, we're going to be talking to a lot of other folks. You'll get a different view from the Senate Minority Leader in a half an hour, the Senate Majority Leader, and before the speech tonight, I'm going to sit down and talk with the governor about what this means, this second State of the State. We're live in Lansing. Back to you.
All right, Rick Albin. Rick, while we have you, quick question. The specter of the city of Detroit, what kind of shadow is that casting over tonight's speech? And the governor is about to enter some very tricky territory here.
You know, there are a couple of things that are going to happen tonight. I believe that the governor is going to talk about the bridge. I don't know if he's going to talk about exactly what's going to happen with that bridge, but my belief is that in the next few weeks or months, there's going to be some major activity. Why do I mention that before the difficulties of Detroit financially? I think that all plays into it. I don't know how much you'll talk about Detroit tonight, but you're right. It's going to play a big role in what happens in this town over the next 90 days, and we can be sure there'll be news-making events about the state's involvement in Detroit in the next few weeks. Brian?
All right, Rick Albin posted in Lansing tonight. We will check in again with Rick at 5:30. Again, the State of the State address, that starts at 7 o'clock, and you can watch it live on WXSP and at woodtv.com. And of course, you can join us tonight. We'll have complete coverage and analysis beginning at 10 on WXSP and at 11 right here on TVA.